We are live. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this week for episode 9 of the AC Show. I am Aaron, aka the Handy Outdoor Nerd, and this guy over here is
Chris, aka MrCarrellScience. How's everybody doing today?
So we've got a couple different things going on in this show for today, but we would like to introduce to you someone who's been on my channel before and who is a guest in today's show. Hi, thank you everybody for joining us. So his name is Jeff, and he goes by Print 3D Channel on YouTube and social media. So everyone give a warm welcome to Mr. Jeff.
Hola, everybody. I'll clap for myself too. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I know it was a short notice and everything, and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get this all set up in time, but I'm glad I did, and I'm able to join you guys tonight. So thank you.
Well, we're glad to have you. Okay,
we're very happy to have you.
So One Raz says, "Where's the coffee?" And to answer your question, it's right here.
It's too late for coffee for me.
I don't drink coffee.
I do, but I shouldn't.
It's technically against my religion, so.
Mine's against logic for health reasons.
Well, that too.
Yeah, that one like trumps everything. When a doctor says, you know, you really shouldn't drink coffee, you kind of like, really? Can't drink coffee?
So One Raz says, "Hello, Jeff."
Hello. Yeah, I'm gonna bring up the YouTube over here on the side. Keep that delay going so when people talk and we talk, and yeah, so I've got it all. In fact, here, let me destroy the space-time continuum and show you. It's like a fourth wall type of thing going on.
All right.
I'm not familiar with a lot of the guys that have joined you in the previous. I did watch some of the replays, and so a lot of new viewers for me. You guys are a lot of new viewers. We have 3 people watching. I wonder if that includes us.
It probably is.
Okay, so there's a few people that said they would try and join us from the people that I retweeted it out. So they're
okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, but you know, whoever wants to join, I'm always happy to have.
Oh yeah, it's always nice. So Chris did a thing last week on his stream where he ate a zombie pack Skittles to show you.
Which actually reminds me, because we got some more likes throughout the week. I posted a little update.
I saw that.
I think on Wednesday, because we got a couple more likes, and so I had to eat a couple more zombie Skittles. And today, so I still have 3 Skittles left in this package, and so I've got to, at some point, I've got to make good on my deal and finish the last 3, and hopefully not get a rotten zombie flavor. Have you tried the rotten zombie Skittles yet?
I with 3 kids and Halloween just passing, we bought a large bag. I didn't try them because I have an issue with things that taste horrible. I can't do it. I probably would have thrown up, and it's embarrassing when you're over 50 to throw up in front of your children. So yeah, no, the kids tried it, and there was some nasty spitting out. What is that flavor? Yeah, they got nailed with them. And there were some people at work that did it too. They actually did it on the air. I worked in television, and they did it on the afternoon lifestyle show. They did a live eating of the zombie Skittles. Hilarious stuff. Yeah.
Now, when I first heard about the zombie Skittles, I thought for sure it was going to be something like a black licorice flavor or like a really sour flavor, and I figured there would be some sort of weird like group of people that was like, oh yeah, those are the best ones or something like that. Oh no, these are like, I'm fairly certain, having tasted a few of them over the course of the last week, I am pretty sure that it's garlic, onion, and I think something like anchovy paste or some sort of fish in there. And it's, oh yeah, it's pretty bad. And I feel like that, so I made the mistake of ordering pizza on Wednesday night, and I took a bite of this pizza and I was like, why does this taste like a zombie Skittle?
You had anchovies on your pizza, huh?
Oh, it brought back some deep
funny.
memories that I did not intend on ever resurfacing ever. But
Yeah, no, I'm not big on the funky candies. I know there's the was that the bamboozled challenge with the Jelly Belly candies, the jelly beans, where one of them tastes like socks, and one of them's gonna taste like, I don't know, dead fish or something. But yeah, I never
Rotten
did
fish.
it.
I got
just
that
can't. I can't do.
I got that.
Uh,
Bad. See, it was really bad.
I don't know. Like I never played
so
the
many people
bamboozled game or whatever, and so I don't know how to compare it, but it was pretty bad.
I can only imagine.
Like
Again, I can't do it. Yeah, exactly. This one tastes like a salamander. But no, it's a food aversion. I'm so used to things tasting good. I don't think I could handle one of the nasty things like that. So. But hey, go for it with those zombie Skittles. I can't wait to see the look on your face if one of them happens to be feet.
Ooh, man, I'm telling you, fingers crossed that.
Fingers crossed for feet.
Fingers crossed that these are going to be okay. Should we do this right now, Aaron, or do you want to wait till later?
You can go ahead and do that. We're going to talk a little bit. So we got another viewer, it says. So we're up to 4. So technically 2. And some people don't know because Jeff down there works in broadcast television, but so do I. Actually, he works for a sister station of mine because we both work for Nexstar.
Yep.
And I watch broadcast television, so
So we're all in this together.
Yeah. So for every 5 likes this video gets, I will open one of the 4 that I have in here of the 40th anniversary toys from McDonald's.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
And
is that the new? That's the new Happy Meals. They're the 40th anniversary.
Yeah. So they've got toys from different years. So this one is number 16, and this one is from '98.
Wow. So there could be like Ninja Turtles and stuff from back when they did all
there's Power Rangers is one. So there's this one. This one is toy number 1, Happy Meal number 1 from December of 1987, the year I was born.
So not 20 years off, and you're right around the year I was born.
So then I got a number 7, which is 95. And then I got a number 8, which is 93.
Interesting. And those were all in one box, or did you buy 3 separate boxes?
Actually, I bought 2 boxes, and I asked for 2 extra toys, 1 each box.
Oh, nice. And they're very lenient at McDonald's. They don't mind doing that too. Which is kind of cool, especially if you got kids in the car. You can make a couple of laps and get as many toys as you want.
Oh yeah. So Chris will be the counter of the likes for the show tonight.
Well, I just added one because I didn't do it before.
I just added number 2.
So if it gets up to 5, I will open one.
Sounds good. Oh, there's 3 right now.
The 3D
printer.
So the first segment we're going to do today is the staple that we always do. It is cool prints. So we go through and show prints that we have found, or prints that we have done that are pretty cool. And we're trying to see if he gets a bad one over there. Got a good.
Sounds good.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go first. So down in the description link below, this is a shout out to our friend Joe, aka the 3D printing professor, who is doing a Christmas tree for a children's hospital filling with ornaments. So he's got it set so you can print different ornaments and get them up on the trees for the kids. So he's asking for them to be sent in, and actually I need to put his shipping address in the link below. I forgot to do that. But I've been printing some ornaments for the trees so I can send to him. He needs them by Thanksgiving. I think the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, should be okay with him. I can kind of check him on that, but I think that should be okay. He did say in one of the videos that that would be okay. But one of the first prints that I have, it's a TIE Fighter snowflake ornament.
That's awesome.
I actually got this off of Thingiverse, and I had to modify it. I've got to clean it up. It's got some stringing you can't really see there, but there's just kind of the stringing that happens now and again. I actually had to add the loop up here for it to have a string on there. So there's a TIE Fighter that I got. I've got an R2-D2 snowflake. I have a Boba Fett or Jango Fett, whichever one you want to call it, does not matter.
Well, don't ask that to the Star Wars geeks. They're going to tell you that there's something different about that particular helmet.
Oh, I know there's some little small details, but
Yeah.
this one doesn't really have much of a detail to it. So, and then I've got the classic Stormtrooper snowflake. Now I've got, actually before I left, I did start another one. It takes around 2 to 3 hours for these ones to print. I've got them printing on my TD Tech, and I just kind of let it cool down a little bit, and then scrape it off, pop off, and then I just start another one, walk away. I've actually got it tuned in, so whenever I start my print, I can just walk away with it. I need to get a review out on that at some point in time.
That's the Quiddy Tech?
Kitty Tech, QIDI.
Kitty Tech.
Yeah.
Is that the same one Angus reviewed?
He reviewed a newer one. So the Kitty Tech one that he reviewed like in 16, I've got the 2. I've got the second one.
And is there what are the differences?
3D Mist Printer is asking that you tweet out the links to those STLs that you printed.
Tweet them out. Yeah.
Because they're wanting to print some snowflakes like that for their tree apparently.
Okay, so I've got another link. Let's see, which ones do I have here? I've got a couple of different links. Let me find. Well, I'll tweet out this link. This link happens to have a couple of different ones on there. So it's got some ATA walkers on there. So it will have the ATA, the ATST, Boba Fett, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, Guard Han Solo in Carbonite,
Oh, nice.
Stormtrooper TIE. So yeah, there's 13 in all in this one. So I will tweet this one out real quick.
Hey, Eddie Mosier's here.
Hey, Eddie Moser, how's it going? Long time no talk. Let's see. I'm gonna send it in this to see if you guys can. There's the link
Perfect.
right there for the Thingiverse. I don't know if you guys can click on the link in chat, but
Yeah,
that
it's
is
available.
one there. Okay, cool. Now go to it. Now it does not have the loops like I have on mine, so you can take and just I loaded it up in Fusion 360 and just created a loop. I see this is like 6 millimeters by 3 millimeters on the inside. So really all you got to do is create something like that. You can use Tinkercad. You don't have to use Fusion 360, so you can use Tinkercad and do that. And just go, while you have this loaded onto your printer, just add this other file and just stick it right in the center as much as possible. And that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
So it just
You
makes
can load them up as 2 separate files in like 3D and just print them, just keep the ring and then drop it in with everything else and print it all at once. One of the things I've always loved about 3D printing is like the slicing software allows you to almost build nowadays, like Matter Control and some of the higher end slicers, you can actually build files directly on the build plate. But even in earlier, like when I was using Sly 3R, when I first started with the Gmax, I could put multiple files on there and join them together and print them all at once. I always thought that was kind of cool. Like, I don't have to do the norm. I can mess around here and actually play in like a what developers call like the sandbox and be able to goof around in there.
So Eddie said he saw my tweet and he said, I had no idea you guys were doing a show too. Yeah, this is episode 9. We go back and forth between mine and Chris's. So next week will be 10. And Eddie, we need to get you on an episode too at some point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, Eddie. Stay up late.
Or is it early?
Oh, right now I'm struggling, man. Arizona doesn't have daylight savings time, and so like
it's 11 o'clock.
Well, the last like 6 weeks we've been doing it at 10 o'clock my time, and so I've been like, it's not that late. I get to bed by 11:30 or whatever. But tonight it starts at 11, and I'm like, oh man, struggling. And I don't drink coffee, so now I'm just like, what do I do?
You just gotta like drink a little extra sugar, or
well, he's diabetic, so that doesn't
diabetic.
I can't win.
All right,
suggestions are never good. So what else? What else you got up there in your fun prints that you've done this week? Is it just the snowflakes, or did you have something else?
No, that's all I brought with me because that's what I've been kind of printing this week. Because I've got a 1-year-old, it's a little hard for me to kind of go back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes it a little hard because after I get off in the mornings, I go home and I watch him until he goes to bed for his nap. Then I nap. Then he wakes up. Then I wake up. Then I nap when he naps again.
Yeah.
And this week on Mondays and Tuesdays, my mom has started watching him, so I actually got some sleep beginning of this week.
Oh, there you go. That's something the in-laws are good for, is giving you a little bit
of sleep. What's that like? So I don't really have anything to display for cool prints because this printer back here, it's a Monoprice Select Mini V1, and it works pretty well. I've got it kind of tuned. I replaced the hot end that came with it with this setup here. This is just a Chinese clone, but I recently had a couple issues with it. I had to rebuild kind of the entire thing. I took it apart and replaced a bunch of stuff, and I printed for a little while, and all of a sudden I got this clog, and I went to pull the clog out, and I've got this really, really interesting, shape coming out of the printer.
Oh.
So for anybody who knows anything about printers, I just want to know, I want to put it out to the chat if anybody can diagnose what this is. I know what the problem is. First of all, I should say that. I know what happened. But I'm just curious if anybody else can, just by looking at that, tell me if they figure out what happened.
Is it because your PTFE tube misaligned or wasn't completely set?
And
it caught the edge of it on the way out?
That is not what happened, but that's a good guess. That's a good guess.
I heard about those happening with a particular printer recently, and I figured since that seems to be a common issue, now I'm not familiar with those printers. Is that a direct drive, or has it got a Bowden?
No, it's a Bowden system.
It's a Bowden, okay.
Yeah, but what happened was my heatsink fan got disconnected.
Oh.
And so the way that it's set up, this printer only comes with a heatsink fan. It doesn't come with a fan that cools off the parts. And so what I did is I 3D printed a little attachment that you can add a second fan to it. But with my limited knowledge of that part of 3D printing, as far as the, trying to connect pieces or whatever, all I did was just splice the wires together so both fans operate at the same time all the time, which worked pretty well. I've got a lot of really nice prints off of it, but my wires came disconnected while I was in. So I spent on the last stream, we talked about how I had spent like 3 hours just taking the printer apart because there's 100,000 screws you have to take apart to replace one wire. It's crazy, and taking it all apart and putting it back together, and finally got it working, and it was printing perfect for like 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden it got clogged, and it's because the fan that blows across the heat sink got disconnected, and so now that's just one more thing that I got to fix. And so I just haven't had any time to print anything at all this week. And I was disappointed because Joe, 3D printing professor, came out. He posted that thing about Make-vember, make one thing every day for a month. And I know that you did the Print 365 thing where you printed a different thing every day for a whole year. Yes. And I just thought that was so cool. And here I am, can't do anything because the printer doesn't work.
I don't know what I was thinking.
So Eddie, you said you're 2 hours ahead of Pacific Standard Time. So am I, actually. I'm in the Midwest, so it's like 12:20 right now my time, which we do the 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time because the people on the East Coast and Chris over there is in Arizona. And it made it not too late for him or too early. So
yeah, same thing for me. It was only 10 o'clock, like not too bad here in Vegas. So that actually worked.
So yeah, I mean, we were trying to make it even for everyone as much as possible, not to be super late or super early.
Right.
So, but also, he says he's going to be out your way, Jeff, in this first week of December.
Erg, what are you coming out for? First week of December, what show at the convention center are you going to? That's what everybody does when they come here. You don't come here to gamble. You can do that in almost every state. You come here for the convention centers, especially guys like us. They're not here for the casinos.
Yeah.
First week of December. Yeah, I don't know what's going on then. I know CES is in January and NAB is in April. And those are the two big shows that I go to.
Oh, so cool story. My friend, his name's Cody. He is down at Microsoft Ignite right now.
Oh, nice.
His work sends him. So this is the second time that they've sent him. And I go, can you give me some swag?
Yeah.
and it's so funny just saying the word swag. So I just laughed. And he texted me today. He's like, I got you 2 large T-shirts, I got you dress socks, and I got you an actual Carhartt hat. I was like, awesome.
There you go.
Because I mean, I got a Microsoft Ignite T-shirt from him already once before from his first trip. So yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take the free stuff. I've got a USB stick as well from there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the nice thing about being in Vegas. When I lived in Chicago, the conventions were they were too hard to get into. But here in Vegas, even SEMA, which is going on right now, which is insane. It's like right down the street from where I'm working, because you got guys doing donuts and drifting in the parking lot at the convention center. They just let people. You can literally just walk in. I mean, if you've got the stones to walk past security without a pass, good luck. But most of the time, on the last day or so of the convention, they don't really care. And tomorrow is the last day of SEMA, which is the Specialty Equipment Manufacturers Association. So it's hot rods and guys like Bitch and Rides, and those guys are all here. West Coast Customs built a car. But you can go in tomorrow the public is allowed in on, I guess this is a new thing, on Friday, the last day, but you got to pay $20 for the ticket. So, I mean, that's not bad if you're into cars. So that's cool.
It's not bad.
It's probably $100 for the people who actually work in the industry that have to pay for some part of it.
Oh yeah. So Eddie said that I asked if I was in Springfield. Yes, that's where I work. I don't live in Springfield, but that's where I work. So Jeff, do you have a cool print you wanted to show us since you're on this week?
Yes, I did actually. I'm in the midst of testing some filaments for this 3D fuel, and there's some pretty cool filament. Yeah, let's get my head in there too. Oop, which way? There we go.
There you go.
And one of the things I like about this company, and this is my first use for it, they had some filament in one of the maker boxes, and I really liked it, so they sent me a full roll. And what I really like about them is all the information that they put on the box. I mean, it's incredible. It's more than I've seen on most boxes. Like, just you have to go on the website to see it or whatever. But so I've been testing this filament. It's really, really good. I had to use in the beginning with some layer bonding, but that seems to be common with 3D printing, especially FDM, is getting that layer bond temperature perfect. But there's this company. It's called, make sure I get it right here. It's Edelkrone, and over on my mini factory, they have a file there called the Pocket Shot, one word, 3D selfie stick, basically. And there's, I think it's 6 parts. Let me get them all here.
I've actually got a link for that. I'm going to put the link for my mini factory in the chat.
Cool. Awesome.
So there's the link he's talking to everybody, so you can go and look right there. Chris had to step away for a couple of minutes, so we've got Jeff here to help entertain us.
But yeah, this is, I mean, the parts all turned out awesome. I didn't have any problems with them. They're nice and flat. I printed everything at once on the G-Max because it's got that giant print bed. But basically what you do is you print these parts, and as you can see in that My Mini Factory, you go to the site and you buy like a $30, $40 hardware kit to finish it with. Unless, of course, you have your own CNC machine and SCAD files, and you can do this yourself. Angus actually reviewed the smaller hot shoe version that they have of this and, on his channel, but I saw that, and I saw this selfie stick, and I really wanted to print this. I just have to order the hardware. But the nice thing about this 3D fuel filament, and the prints turned out magnificent. I mean, they are beautiful prints. These parts can be annealed, so
that's pretty cool.
You have to get a little bit more control over the oven because we have a gas oven, and those are a little bit harder to keep that temperature consistent.
Why don't you get a little toaster oven?
So that's what I'm looking for at like the local Salvation Army, because a lot of times people will throw things away that have a cut cord or.
Oh yeah, I've seen toaster ovens for like $5 at garage sales. I'm just like, my wife's like, you don't need that.
Yes, you do.
I was like, but I do. I need it. Not this moment, but I do.
I will at some point. So yeah, I just have to anneal them and buy the parts and put it all together as one big thing. But this is something really, really cool, and I was really excited about it because the idea of 3D printing, like Angus said, the idea of 3D printing a major amount of parts that would probably have to be injection molded or possibly carbon fiber and embedded or something, machined, and then just buying a small hardware kit to kind of finish the project. That's cool. And I know Angus agreed, but I don't remember if he loved it or hated it or love-hate with it. But I can't wait to get the hardware and anneal this and finish it up because I just think that's such a cool. That's like when I first started 3D printing, when I first got my G-Max printer, the first thing that came to my mind is one day I'll break a part for my Sears washer, and I'll be able to go online if it's plastic and download the STL file and print it and replace it and be able to get more life out of a lot of products that have broken parts that the general consumer doesn't have access to or doesn't know exist, or they think a repairman says, no, this is broken beyond repair, and it's some little plastic thing that's just really hard to get to, or he doesn't want to have to order it because it's hard to find. You have an old watch. There's got to be a solution for it. And obviously you could go into Fusion 360 with your digital micrometer and just kind of digital calipers and make it yourself. But there's something cool about, as a consumer, even with a small footprint printer, to be able to print parts to fix the things you have. So you aren't just throwing away that $5 toaster oven. You're actually getting some longevity out of parts.
And that's the problem with our society nowadays. Everyone's
wasteful.
Just
we are seriously wasteful.
If it breaks, just throw it away.
Just the fact that it exists in the first place, even these 3D, these injection molded parts and stuff, just the fact that they exist shows that somebody took the time to model it, right? And so, I mean, it's not like there isn't a model for it somewhere. it's just about taking that model, even if it's, 20 years old, and being able to actually go back through and print it yourself.
Exactly, and that's like, one of my coworkers had a leaf blower, and the main turbine fan was cracked in half. He got it at a garage sale for $5, and he just needed that replaced. Well, I never got around to print it, and he actually took off. But I found someone, I think it was on Thingiverse, that had printed or made one in Fusion 360 and posted up on Thingiverse that was compatible with his model. And that was like that aha moment, like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, why isn't this like a commonplace where you can just, when you see science fiction movies, even like Lost in Space on Netflix.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
they
they're
needed
they got the 3D printing.
Well, they needed a wrench too on the thing, and they just, how long is it going to take to print the replacement wrench that we need to do this special thing? And that just was like, well, why they didn't need to bring tools with? They have a 3D printer. That's the perfect tool.
Yeah, you just take it with you. Now it ties into that, which like a wrench, you want something nice and tough. Well, Chris and I have looked at a couple of different videos, and this guy had made a spike out of alloy 910 and has driven it into wood. He's actually been printing with different printers, and the next one he was going to print it on was an Ender.
Interesting.
And I watched the videos, and he said he needs to he does an enclosure on it. So as long as you can toss a box over it, it's fine to print it apparently. But he's printing it on multiple machines, just standard machines.
Yeah, that's kind of like the goal.
A monoprice mini, I think he did it on as well. So I mean, yeah, it's great. I can't think of who it was. So, but Calvin would, if Calvin was in chat, he could tell you who it was. Chris, you know the video, the link to the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, you want to try and find it?
Oh yeah, go ahead and try to find it. I don't want to kill my end of the stream this week like we did the last time. Did you watch that stream, Jeff?
Yes.
Oh, it was horrible.
What
happened was StreamYard literally just screwed up and just wouldn't let me back in. It just said, "Oh, buffering, circle, circle, circle." That's all I got. So I literally started a new stream perfectly fine, and it wouldn't let me in that stream for the longest time.
That happened on YouTube using OBS. I was doing an unboxing for one of these printers, and at right in the beginning, it started to lag and the audio went out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to restart everything and start a new stream. And the other one wouldn't let go. So it just kept going, even though the screen was blank. And I was off camera. We had started another one. And I think it added like a full 10 minutes of black screen at the end of the video because it was like YouTube didn't let go of the signal. So when I was trying to get everybody like, hey, come back over here, they're all like in this room going, what happened? Why is the screen blank? I was like, were you watching? We just lost the stream. That's exactly why it's blank.
Yeah, I had restarted my computer. It was saying, oh, like bad Wi-Fi signal or something, but it wouldn't let me connect it. I restarted my computer, everything. I did so many things, and I'm just like, just chuck my computer. It's pissing me off so much. So there down below in the chat is the link to the guy that does the Alwah 910 testing.
Yeah. I saw that first video when he shattered that board with the hammer on the last hit.
Yeah.
That kind of jaded the first video just a skosh because it was going good. He was hitting the spike pretty consistently, and on the very last hit, he actually hit the board and not the spike and shattered the board. So it did drive into there, and I watched this video 100 times just to make sure before I even spoke up and said anything tonight. Besides that, it did drive the spike into the wood. It's a legitimate test. Tallman's filament is badass. I know that for a fact. Excuse my French. Hope we don't get a copyright strike. But that test is legit, and I think it's really, really cool. It's just that first one kind of made me go, Yeah, that last hit was directly on the board, dude, and it shattered the board. So
Yeah, but still, the fact that it was holding up to him hitting it with a hammer, that's
well, yeah, and like
you know,
Eddie is saying in the
So-
chat, it has a lot to do with the wood grain and the fact that the way he was hitting it, and it is a wedge, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah. It was pretty much just a small wedge.
yeah, it was doing its job. It was doing exactly as we figured it would, because a Toma filament holds up for anything. But let's be honest, that last hit was way off the mark.
You know, all right. So I just watched that video, Jeff. I'm sitting there staring at it like right now, and he does miss the mark, but does he hit the wood or does he hit the spike with the handle of the hammer?
It looks like it's the handle.
Because it looks like the handle of the hammer still hits the spike, which I can see happening. Just judging, because I used to work construction, and I don't know. It looks to me like he misses the spike but hits it with the handle.
Yeah, he does.
But even so,
yeah, the weight of the metal though hits the wood of the hammer.
I
mean, it's simultaneous because of the angle that he's holding it. So you can see how it kind of hits that edge. The spike hits kind of the edge of the wood on the handle. Almost looked like he hurt his hand doing it too. But yeah, it was just like a sloppy hit. Now, I'm not discounting anything. I'm saying it's awesome and it does that. But that first video kind of was like, wait a minute, you didn't quite hit it the first time. That last time perfectly. So
yeah.
I just posted in the chat. I just put a link to another picture where he's printed with alloy 910 on multiple printers, and he's driven all of those spikes through the wood. So
that's what I was talking about. And he's got it written on them what he printed it on, which is pretty cool that he's printing it on normal printers, because we talked about this last week, like wondering what he was using for it. And also the thing that Jeff was talking about whenever you were away, I put that in the link too. That is which is what Angus had done a video on. This is the 3D printed files for that stuff. So you can go check that out, and it's free. It's on My Mini Factory. All right, so we are 37 minutes in. We've got a couple other topics to talk about. So the first thing we're going to jump into is 2019 best sites for free STL files and 3D printing models. Okay, this is the one I want. So I'm going to share my screen.
Get ready, Jeff. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Woo! Inception. All right. So usually what Chris and I do, we use all 3DP. They've got a bunch of things on there, and we do this once a week in the middle of the week, pretty much. So sometimes they'll have stuff out after we've done the show that we kind of will go and touch on the next week. So 2019's best sites for free STL files and 3D printing models. So I'm not going to go through and read a whole bunch on this. They've got a list right here. This one's just going to be just a touch base. So top one is Thingiverse. DG Trader, which I've heard of them, been on them before. There's free and paid on that one. Thingiverse is completely free. My Mini Factory, free and paid. So it's got 4 stars. And then just kind of goes on to a couple different ones that I've not even pin shape. I have heard of pin shape. It's free and paid, but you kind of go down, and then you get free and paid, like Fab 365 Marketplace, free and paid. It's got a 1 star, but then you get other ones down here, like STL Finder, and they've got NA, so there's no ratings on those as well. All links to everything is in the description down below, so you guys want to go and look at it, you can go right ahead and just go and check that out.
Is Sketchfab on there, or whatever they're called now?
Let's
Or
see.
GrabCAD, I think they might be called now.
Is it GrabCAD?
I think it's called GrabCAD now. I don't remember. I know it was. I used to find some really cool models on there too. I'm really surprised that's not on there if it isn't.
Let's see.
Oh no, there it is. GrabCAD library. I see it.
Yeah. So yeah, they've
What-
got a 2-star rating.
Yeah.
So if you guys are looking to try to find some files, these are things to go ahead and try to find because there are free and paid on every single one of those. So if you don't have the funds to try to buy something, well, go check those out and you can kind of check them and see what you can get. So there is the STL files that you can find. So I'm going to close that one out. Turn my screen off for a second. All right, so the second thing we're going to talk on is kind of going with the STLs. 50 cool things to print in November of 2019.
We're gonna go through all 50
All right.
things.
I'm just kind of scrolling. I'm going to scroll through. Because
Okay.
they've got a whole bunch of stuff in
I was like,
between.
man, it's gonna be a long show.
So this goes with the, I'm not reading the stuff. So there's a goose that can hold your keys. This is to hold your paintbrush a little better, which is kind of a good idea.
Untitled Goose Project. I love that. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah. Well, have you seen the game, Jeff?
Yeah, what Evan and Caitlin were playing it the other night, and it was hilarious to watch. Hilarious.
So this is put your food containers upside down to get stuff out of.
Or make a big mess.
A bottle opener, which is also a little gun to shoot the cap off. So
no, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I like that a lot, especially if you're a bartender and that's how you open up your bottles. It would actually be a very efficient way. You could just point it right at the garbage can and not have to do the whole thing where you can actually, some of these new bottle openers are made out of like carbon steel, so they're nicking the bottle.
Yeah.
So you kind of need to take it easy on those crazy bottle openers, and that's a good solution. Sorry, I know.
Oh, that's fine.
I thought that was genius.
You got this little keyboard.
That's cute.
Yeah, got a money clip. A headset holder, which is that's pretty cool. I mean, it glows. I mean, you got to get LEDs for it. So, little food storage holder. The tomatoes are kind of pruning up there.
Those aren't strawberries.
Are those dates, maybe?
They look like cherry. They look like tomatoes. I mean, the dates are more brown.
Yeah.
The flip desk calendar. Number 10. Joel Telling actually, I think, did this siren.
Yeah, he did one of those sirens. I think it was this one. I think he may have done version 1 because this is this looks different.
Yeah, so it's version 2. So there's that. It's a balcony box. Again, if you guys want to check it out, the links are in the description down below, so you can kind of go over slower. Shoe holder. Kind of keep your shoes out of the way.
Eddie says those are dates.
Okay, they're dates. They're dates. I mean, they were pruned. So I mean, if they were
Eddie,
tomatoes,
you are like my best friend today, man. Agreeing with me on everything. I like it.
they got a little polisher here that you use kind of stuff around the house, which is pretty cool. Print.
Isn't that a rock tumbler?
It's pretty much a rock tumbler, but they call it a polisher in this one.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's get a like for Eddie, huh? Someone like a video for Eddie.
So you got your smart wallet. Oh yeah, so Eddie, with the I get 5 likes, I'm gonna open one of the little toys I got for the 40th anniversary. So I've got 4 toys. So if I get 5 likes, one gets open.
And 6 people watching, so there should be at least 1 toy opened. Come on,
So
5 more.
Got a hose connector. I'm not sure why you would want that why it would be one of the top ones, but yeah. This little dot, it's kind of cool.
Those would be good for climbing hooks if they were strong.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm saying you could put like magnets in it and just hang some stuff on the fridge with. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Little container. A little magnet. This kind of thing to print. It's Mimo. Kind of give you inspiration. Again, all the down below it just tells you about it. There you go. Make your toilet paper look like a sheep.
And if you need that much toilet paper in the bathroom with you at that one time, like change your diet, man.
A little less of those dates.
So cable organizer there. This was actually pretty cool. A chip clip. It's got a little part up there, so you can use your coffee beans. Actually, it's what I was thinking for that thing. Little joint connector for your wood. Make different things out of that. A little stand for your phone. And poly panels, everybody.
Hey, poly panels.
Yeah, so we all know who made those.
Number 4 this week.
Yeah, so this is number 25. So poly panels. So a door holder.
This is brilliant. Now, that door holder there is that. Scroll back to that is brilliant because if you have kids or animals, the ones that come with the doors, the metal springy ones, they break and they also scare the animals. These, on the other hand, don't make that sound, and you can reprint it anytime you need. So that's another one of those examples of the consumers coming up with a product that's actually better than the product that comes with the door.
And you don't have that little rubber in that they can pull off.
Right, or spring they can take off, you know.
We just hit 6 likes all of a sudden.
Hey, all right. So once I get done with this, I'll
happy meal time.
So a piggy bank that you put the coin in the nose.
Yeah, that one's cute. I almost printed that during the 360 or right after the 365 project.
This is a roller ruler. It's on like measuring string. The description is down below. It's kind of an interesting thing. Cylinder kind of texture box. So to kind of hold stuff, which is not bad. A auto rewind spool holder.
I need that in my life.
Yeah, I too. So a pencil pen holder for your desk.
Almost printed that this week for the filament I'm reviewing.
Nice. So kind of sound amplifier for your phone. Kind of set your phone on there. So that's kind of cool. Filament clip.
Got a couple of those.
I usually use the little binder clips. Those little ones you just kind of
Oh, the little tiny ones.
Yeah, the ones that you just kind of you can fold the parts over and then you can fold it back. And a lot of people use them on their printers. I use it for my filaments. So a little organizer there.
Oh, loving the SD card storage, huh?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool. I mean, you get your little USB sticks. You get your SD cards there, and you can put a pins in there. So let's not do that.
That's genius. I like that one. Now that's funny.
That's hilarious.
That one's good. I could see printing that and have my wife paint it.
Yeah, so that'd be kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
Little planters.
Those are actually pretty genius too, especially for apartment dwellers.
Oh yeah, a survival whistle, which actually I've been wanting to print this.
I printed it on the Kodak. It was loud.
Yeah, it's got 118 decibels.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, what's his name? Neris. What's his channel called?
Measuring cube here.
Yeah, Chris Nery's. Scroll back to that measuring cube. I got a quick tidbit for you.
Yeah. This
particular cube is actually designed for a Kickstarter that was supposed to go into production. When I printed it during, I believe it was the 365 project, and then Joel printed it and did a video to see if it was actually pretty accurate.
I did see the video from Joel.
Got a lot of buzz, and the guy actually reached out to me, and he said that if their Kickstarter is successful, they're going to production to put this on store shelves. And then I never heard from the guy again. But this was almost a product that was prototyped in 3D printing and then popularity demanded, according to the guy I spoke to, that they were going to go into production, so they put it on a Kickstarter or crowdfunding. And like I said, a couple of months went by. I was watching the crowdfunding, and I thought they were going to reach their goal, but I don't know what happened to it.
Huh, interesting.
But anyway, sorry, tidbit of information.
Oh, no, that's a cool little tidbit. Sunglasses holder, which is something I would print in ABS or PETG, which I need to do for my car for my wife's sunglasses that she leaves in there, because it's not going to work for me. I've got contacts, I just don't wear them.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
It's Daniel Norrie's wrench.
Someone should print that in Alloy 910.
Yeah.
Genius idea.
So that, I mean, that was kind of my thought with the talk about Lost in Space on Netflix and whatnot. Use the wrench. I mean, Alloy 910. If it's, why not use that to be tough? So a little clean in, dirty sliding tool right there, which is kind of cool for, well, your dishwasher. 42. There's this little guy, a pop-up square basket.
Yep, Joel did a video on that one too.
Yep. Self-watering planter. I've seen a couple different videos on that. This little labyrinth gift box. It's kind
I threw that thing at the wall like a year ago.
This one, I've actually been meaning to print this one.
Me too.
It's tube squeezer. Because all you gotta do is spin this part here, which I think I would actually increase the size of this here. That way it makes it easier to spin that.
Yeah, I agree.
I've actually printed this for my wife. Actually, the annoying thing is you got to get it to stick to it. I used for the like you put up on windows for the plastic you put up on windows for when it's cold outside. That double-sided tape that comes with it, I actually used that, and then I cut it out on the center part for it. Well, that's the hard part, is there's no easy way to do that, because trying to cut that out, it was kind of tearing it up. So it took me a couple tries. But I actually
that tape is really strong. That tape is super strong, though. That was a good idea.
So I did that, and it is on her Mac.
Oh, nice.
So, and then this Hex Drawers, stackables. Card desk shuffler.
Ooh,
Card deck shuffler.
A card shuffler.
That'd be kind of an interesting thing to print.
Yeah,
sure.
you can see how effective it is too.
Yeah, because I mean, it looks like it's supposed to kind of flip them and you kind of shuffle them together. So yeah, that'd be an interesting thing to print.
It looks like it's kind of mimicking that hand movement too.
Yes.
When you're shuffling like this.
Yeah, kind of
right there. The plastic part right on it kind of looks like the shape of your hands when you're doing it.
Oh yeah. So
and just for Vegas, so he knows.
Yeah, I've seen a few cards get shuffled here.
You got a secret butterfly box, which
is cool.
That is
I've
kind of
been
cool.
wanting to print that one for a long time. I like these secret boxes.
All right, and then number 50 is you got the old Sundial.
The original viral 3D printed object. The very first thing I ever saw, everyone started printing it. It totally went viral. Yep. That's actually a really cool item, because when you live in a town like Vegas, you put that up in the air outside and you come back later in the day and it's kind of like a J, because it has melted from the 120-degree sunlight that's been beaming on it all day.
That was one of the projects in the Maker Geek box, back when Maker Geeks was a thing.
Yeah, I remember those guys.
So, Chris, you said that we got how many likes?
Right now we've got 6.
Yeah, I'm seeing 6 likes. It's time
All right.
to look at some Happy Meal toys.
All right, so guys, in chat, we get to pick between the year 93, 95, 98, or 1987.
My vote's for 1987.
I'm looking forward to the 87 as
Because
well.
1987 is toy number 1.
Yes.
So, all right, everybody, let's hear it in chat. Come on, which number? Which year? And yes, Eddie, you should print the shuffler, because I mean it's kind of handy.
That does look cool. I'm going to add that to my list.
Let's see. I'm looking at the chat. 87, 95, 87.
I think the vote's going towards 87.
So that's 4 for 87 so far. All right.
So my brother just hopped in the stream, and he's saying that his kid got a Space Jam toy.
Oh,
I figured there was a Space Jam toy because.
yeah, it's got to have it on there.
Yeah.
There's that Bugs Duncan.
Yep. All right, everybody.
It's either going to, I'm hoping for a Ninja Turtle.
That is a, well, that would
90s?
be. I'm not sure if there is a Ninja Turtle. I have no idea if there is. I know there's a Red Power Ranger. That's like a 95, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Garfield.
are you ready?
Oh, look at that. It's a Big Mac. Is it a Big Mac?
No, Big Mac has 2 patties, and it has an extra bun in the middle.
So is that the quarter pounder with cheese?
It is. It is the little Transformer.
Transformer cheeseburger.
It is. Oh, nice. Look at that. First toy.
So this will be a desk.
That's awesome.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm loving it.
So yeah, toy number 1, transforming hamburger. Those Autobots, and Decepticons.
Nice. Well, if we get a few more likes in the chat, we'll be able to open another one, I guess, guys. So.
All right. So the next thing we are going to talk about, bam, is 2019, the best printers at Amazon. Full update. This is from Amazon, and this is their choice for the best 3D printers of 2019. I know Chris is going to have some choice words for one of them.
Ooh.
Is it?
No, it's not an ANET. Actually, that's been my main printer, really, because now I've got 2 working printers, and one of them's a KeyDTech. But the other one's an ANET, and I've not had problems. So,
did you have to replace any of the parts that other people were having problems with, or was it a different model?
No, I didn't have any problems with it. It was the same model. What I did was I waited, and I also got an external MOSFET.
There you go.
Because I'm smart. And that's what I did. Because, I mean, I'm looking up things, and people said, oh, get an external MOSFET for stuff like this. Like, that's what I did. I ordered it, put it on it.
There you go.
So, I mean, I had already put it together, but I ordered and put one on. So, all right, here we go. We're going to kind of speed through this as well. So this is from Amazon, so take it with a grain of salt, because some of the printers.
They know what they're talking about. And of course, they're the experts on everything.
So best 3D printers at Amazon under $200. This is where it's starting off. The Ender 3. And it gives you all the specs. Yep. So it gives you all the specs, and as again, guys, it's down below if you guys want to go and look at it and check it out. So the next one is, I'm not even sure I'm going to pronounce the Bayou.
I think it's called BQ.
BQ?
Yeah.
So the BQ, and I've never heard of that one before, and it's under $200, but it's a Delta.
It looks like a mini Delta.
Well, let's see. Yeah. So it would be a mini Delta just from the
100 by 100 by 150.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a toy printer.
Yeah. But if you want to get an introduction to it, there you go.
If you've never had a Delta before, that's definitely cheap.
Yeah. So the G-Tech, come on, A10.
Hey, one of my original G-Techs. That's the one I started with.
So, I mean, it's 220 by 220 by 260, which is the same build volume as my ANET, except for I've got the 220 by 240. This has got, 20 more, or 10, 20 more millimeters to go up. So and there's just a bunch of stuff in between. So I'm just kind of go through. So Ender 3 Pro is the next one. So this is under 300. So I got the Ender 3 Pro. Anycubic i3 Mega.
So far, Amazon's choices have been pretty decent.
Yes.
Yeah, especially for the price point that they're pointing at too.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I agree with most of this. You got the TiVo.
I'm assuming these Amazon printers are rated by sales for them.
It could be. I could
user reviews are so jaded on Amazon.
All right. So best for under 500. You got the Ender 5.
Wow, I never saw that before.
Yeah. So if you wanted a
Core XY.
Core XY, there you go. Instead of getting a Cartesian printer like the other ones.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, I'd try that. That looks pretty nice, actually.
Oh, I would love to. It's just, it's above my price point.
What's the build volume?
That's what his little show is. Nery's. He's got one. He's got an Ender 5.
He does.
So the problem I have with it, it's a 220 by 220 by 300. So you get the same build volume, except you get a little higher,
right,
on the Z, which you do get the beneficiary benefits. Thank you, of the Core XY. So your bed just lowers and you don't get the Z wobble.
Right.
That's the one good thing about that, because, excuse me, my Kitty Tech, the bed just lowers down, and I love it for stuff like that. It's just kind of nice. All right, it's coming up. So you got the CR10S. So if you want a little bit bigger build volume, 300 by 300 by 400. So still under $500. You get the TiVo Flash, which has got the 235 by 235 by 250.
That's basically my Ender 3.
Yeah. So best budget resin 3D printers.
Everybody's favorite.
The Eligo Mars. Again, if you want to check this out, the link's in the description down below. Anycubic Photon.
Oh, they got the shuffle in there.
Yeah, they got the Shuffle XL.
Yeah. So that's under. What is the price point on that one?
This is just the I think it's the 500, under 500 or something, or just it does not. It says best budget resin printers.
Oh, okay. Just
best budget resin. And it does not say on the side what it is, price wise.
This is alternatives.
Yeah.
I think that Eddie is a little biased right now.
What's he saying?
He's pushing the Sidewinder X1 pretty hard.
If they want to send me one, I'd like to try it, because I can't afford to buy one.
So here we go. Here's the deal that I'm gonna give one 3D printing company the opportunity to sponsor this show. All right, you go ahead and send me a printer, and you will have lots and lots of advertisement during that episode.
Just you.
Well, I mean,
send us printers.
I can't speak for Aaron, but I can speak for myself.
All right, so best workhorse 3D printer at Amazon. Tier time up 300. So this is just a regular FDM printer, but it's fully enclosed, so you can do your ABS prints, which is cool. Again, just check out everything in the description below. All right, we're getting closer. So this is the best large format 3D printers.
The big money ones.
Yeah, you get the Raise 3D, which for those of you that don't know, there is a slicer out there called Idea Maker, and they are made. It's made by Raise 3D, and it is completely free to do. And you can do a bunch of different things on it. You can load other printers onto it. They've got a couple different formats already set for it. That's what I use for most of my printing. But 305 by 305 by 605. That's a big volume.
It is.
I mean, you say that like you're not really convinced that's a big volume. I mean, let's be real. 305 by 305 by 605 is pretty stinking big. Aaron.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just like, I don't know how much filament I'd use just try to print on that thing. You got the CR10 S5, which has a 5 by 5 by 5. It's a 500 all around. I'm waiting for it. Best dual extrusion printers at Amazon. You get the Ultimaker S5, which is about $1,000. What is it, $1,000 for that printer? I think.
No, that one's more.
I know it's
more.
not.
I think that one's $2,000.
So I mean, it's got a 495 by 585 by 780 millimeters build plate volume. So that's a big size for a printer. I mean, given the price point, should be that size. All right, come on. All right, best 3D printers for beginners at Amazon. I think it's in this list for you. So you get the Tier Time Up Mini 2 ES.
I looked at the Ultimaker S5, and I found the you remember that bundle that we looked at the other day that's got the filament storage underneath and stuff like that?
Yep.
The bundle with everything on it, it's on sale, by the way.
Of course it is.
For $9,100.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so you get the Flash Forge Finder is one, and this is the beginners, guys. So this is what they're saying. And you know, it's got that Core XY setup, which I highly recommend a Core XY.
So what I like about that one, go back up.
The Flash Forge?
Yes. So I have in my classroom, I've got 2 Robo C2s, which they have a lot of different struggles on their own. But one of the biggest struggles that I have with these Robo C2s is you cannot level the bed.
This one you can.
It's basically got this aluminum plate that just comes straight out, and there's nothing you can do to level it at all. I mean, it's supposed to be level all the time, and then you just adjust the height overall. You can't adjust individual points, and so it's really annoying when you go to print something, and because it's at a school, the teacher who had it before me, it's slightly bent up, and so because it's slightly bent up, it the first like 4 layers are all messed up. Half the print is so glued down to the bed that you can't get it off. The other half just like falls off mid-print. It's rough.
Yeah.
So having the bed levelers on there, that's actually a really, really good feature.
So as we go on, best 3D printers for schools at Amazon.
No way. Oh my gosh. This is according to Amazon, right?
Yep.
Because seriously, what a horrible printer. It's awful. I'm telling you right now, I own an Ender 3. I own an ANET A8. No, my house has not ever burned down or hasn't even gone close to burning down. I own this Monoprice Select Mini, and I used to have a CTC RepRap i3 clone, and all of them print better than the crappy Robo C2s. And I bought all of my printers for less than the price of one Robo C2.
So I didn't know what category it'd be in because I kind of skimmed through everything, just looked at the printers. But yeah, right off the bat, and it says winner.
No.
All right, so the top one is
Yeah.
that you get the Dremel, which I mean I've not printed with a Dremel before. I would totally love to if they want to send me one. I can't afford a Dremel printer; it's too expensive.
Isn't the Dremel a rebranded Flashforge?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's like $1,000 or so.
Yeah.
Best all-in-one 3D printer at Amazon. This one's an expensive one. The Zmorph VX. RC On Life. If you guys haven't checked him out, go check him out on YouTube. I don't have a link in the description below. He actually uses this. He's used it and gone through it and used every bit of it. You do CNC on it. You do 3D printing. You do food extrusion. Like you can make food, 3D food out of it. It just check RC On Life out. If you want to look him up, Chris or Jeff, and put him in the comment section down below.
Was it RC Life on?
Yes. Forget it's Life On, not On Life. My brain wouldn't say On Life. Yeah, but yeah. You get the Snapmaker, which is like $1,000 printer again, and it does not give you a big build volume. That is the one problem I have with the Snapmaker. It's a lot of just stiff rigidity, but a little build volume. So, I mean, they've got a nice thick aluminum build plate. You do laser. I think you do CNC. Excuse me. I like the removable screen they have. It's got the little telephone cord to it. Makes me feel old just saying that. All right, and that is the last.
It makes you feel old knowing what a telephone is?
No, you get the springing cord from the telephone.
Yeah, we had one of those growing up in our house, and it was like a 30-footer or something. It hung down to the floor from the wall mount phone, and so you could take the phone down the stairs, around the corner, and into like a linen closet to talk to your friends.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then when your mom wanted you off the phone, she just reached up and unplugged it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was kind of surprised there was only 2 suggested printers for schools. There wasn't any other ones.
He says it's not. It's for schools. So like, oh well, what are you doing? Well, they've given a lot of them to schools, from what I remember with Joel Telling's videos. Like he's given them to
Exactly.
school.
I know there's a lot of them out there. I'm kind of surprised that Amazon didn't have more of them listed that they approved for schools or thought were for schools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, if you want some sense, given that I've used it for time, but I've been getting great prints out of it, get a Key Tech. I got the X1 an enclosure. It does ABS because it has an enclosure, which don't do ABS if you're going to be in an enclosed area. You're going to be in there because it stinks to high heaven. Get PET G. Get PET G. It prints at a high temperature. You're going to be better off doing that without smelling that smell. Obviously, it does PLA. You want to replace the cooling fan on it, duct on it. Just does it blow in a good spot? But it also does.
It's doing it backwards.
TPUs. It's got a what?
We said that the fan sucks. It's supposed to be blowing.
The and it does a TPU, but you have to get the S95A for them, which actually I'm picking some TPU up tomorrow, guys, so I will be able to print some flexible on it finally.
Cool.
do because you need the S95A for the Keytech.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he had no luck with this flexible TV.
Zilt. Yeah. So I'm going to try that. So whenever I finally can get my review done of that and kind of kick it out, I'll be able to do the flexible review on it. And I've not printed with flexibles before, so we'll see how that goes.
It's fun. It just prints slow, and I hear it soaks up moisture,
which is what I figured. Yeah,
and it soaks
and
up
one thing I like
moisture.
about the one thing I like about the Keytech is it's also direct drive, so
that helps.
So
the G-Max is a direct drive too, and I used that to print out tires for my OpenRC project. I was doing it at like 15 millimeters per second, but I was doing the fat layers so it would compensate for the longer print times. I printed out some phone cases, a couple of things. It's fun to print with. It's just a little bit slower, and there's some caveats, like because it's going so slow, it's not real good at bridging unless you have some sort of support material in there that's a different kind of material, which I want to try.
But then with that part, you need dual extrusion then.
Exactly, that's what I mean. You'd have to have a dual extruder machine to really.
And if you want to do dual extrusion like that to help prevent on the contamination of the cross, you'd want one like the why did my brain just die on it?
An IDEX machine, yeah.
Yeah, just get your separate ones that go like this.
Yeah, those IDEX machines are cool. I like those.
So yeah, they're just expensive and I can't afford them.
Yeah, neither can I.
Like the only reason I have a second working printer, because I've got three technically. One, my second one was given to me. Well, technically, my ANET was given to me as a gift. My second one, which is a Printar bot, which was given to me, which I'm going to kind of modify and turn it into a Core XY printer. And then the only printer I've actually bought is my Keytech, and I spent $140 on it. I got it second hand, and the guy barely even used it.
Interesting.
So yeah. So I've been enjoying it. There's a couple, obviously, pros and cons to it, and when I do my review video on it, I will point those out. So
yeah, I haven't tried any of the Ziltech filament. I've been wanting to try some of it because I know Clayton, Uncle Jesse, really speaks highly of it, and it's a U.S. manufacturer, right? Ziltech's from the U.S.
I think so.
So they're probably using that InGen raw plastic that everybody uses who's in the U.S.
Probably.
Yeah, the filament's really good. That's produced with that virgin plastic. I know the Kodak is made with that. There was a couple other filaments. Filabot, actually, I think they use that to soft mix some of their other recycled filament. And there was another company here. You can tell the difference between the overseas or Chinese-made filament and the American-made filament because the Chinese-made filament has kind of a mapley, syrupy smell to it, whereas the U.S.-made filament has kind of a plasticky smell to it. It's really, really odd.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of and tried? Oh, why did my brain just die on it? Oh, give me just a moment. I'm trying to remember now. The name.
Okay, so Eddie says Ziltech is they do not manufacture, but they are a U.S. company for Ziltech.
Okay. It's not bad.
Well, it's good that they do monitor their plastic output. Good to know, Eddie. Thank you.
Yeah. So have you guys heard of Overture?
No. It's not familiar.
So they...
Are you talking about the 3D printing company? The filament company that sends like a build surface with every roll they sell you?
Yeah, so every roll they sell you, you literally get like a build tack surface in it for your printer, which I actually use that to replace the build plate on my Keytech. But this is Overture filament.
Interesting.
So I've got black as well. And I've had decent luck with it. So, I mean, it prints like it should. So can't complain about it. And you get a kind of a build surface to go with it, which also is a bonus because I've got 3D pins. So if I really wanted to, I could just kind of leave the build surface not stuck to anything and then use 3D pen to draw on that.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm looking at their website right now, and it's cool that they offer that build surface with all their filaments. I've never seen that.
Yeah. So if you get a 6-pack of their filament, you're getting 6 build plates.
Yeah, I see that. That's really cool.
But I mean, if you could use that and get like a spring steel sheet and slap it on there, and you got 6 spring steel sheets, you can just kind of pop it on your printer and pull it off and just keep going.
Yeah, you could start a production line, and if you really got crafty, you could build a little robotic arm that could pull them off of there and put on another plate. Make your own little automated print farm.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I've not had a problem. I mean, once you've got your your bed level properly, you're good to go. Because like I said, my Keytech, I've got it on there, and it's got the 3-point leveling system, and it's been sticking.
It looks like they only have 20 by 20 in their sheets.
Yeah, they don't have the biggest sheets out there, but it's kind of got that rough texture to it on top of it. Kind of like the like powder coated PEI, the rough texture you'd have on that.
Right.
Kind of like that, but like a build tack surface. So.
Oh, okay. So they're ultra base. I guess that's what they're calling it. Right? This ultra base is glass-based, bubble-free when being installed, which provides fast and uniform heating. Interesting.
You talking about the Overture stuff?
Yeah. I'm just looking at the website for the Overture, just for the build surface alone. Just so I wanted to see what their manufacturing process was.
So I've not really looked into what the manufacturing for it was, but I mean it's done great for me.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean it looks like it's pretty much like the universal build surface too.
Yeah, the one downside to it is the build surface that I replaced on my Keytech was a little smoother and thicker, and the glue on it was really like thick on there, and so whenever it heated up and stick. Whenever I heat the Overture build surface up too hot, it warps on the ends. It comes off. So what I do is I don't heat my build surface separately. I just let it heat up whenever I go to print it, and it starts to heat up to 60 degrees Celsius.
Oh, okay.
Because on my Keytech, I can tell it to heat up, and well, it heats up to like 117 Celsius. And that's way too hot. I don't need it, but that's kind of the default thing. I can't change that. So
I've been having a lot of success printing PLA based with the bed at 60 with Build Tack and Magigoo. I've like every single possible way to get it to stick to the bed when I have to use heat. So I don't mind using the Magigoo. So I put the Magigoo on the Build Tack and use about 60C on the bed, printing some of these odd PLAs that I've been getting. And it's not like, it didn't work on the acrylic. It did. But if I'm not going to be in the room, or if I want, I don't know, I've seen consistently using heat with PLA-based plastics that I'm not getting nearly as much cooling warping after the part is done.
Yeah.
Which is something I saw with the acrylic. Like I'd pop it off the acrylic and I'd see that it's slightly warped on one side. And I know that, my bed isn't perfectly level, but the BL Touch does a pretty good job of creating that matrix so the Gmax can print. I do see it tramming on larger prints up and down a little bit, but that's just the way my printer works. But
yeah,
I go crazy when it comes to odd filaments that I get for testing. Instead of worrying about whether or not it's going to stick to the acrylic or the glass or whatever, I just go for it, and I put on the heated build plate with the build tack, drop on some Magic Goo, kick the heat up, and say, you know what? I know it's going to stick this way. It's not coming off now.
Yeah. You got to say something, Chris?
I'm just really annoyed right now because Bing has infiltrated my Google Chrome, and I'm a little perturbed right now. I'm in Google Chrome. I go and type something into the URL box, and it pops up as a Bing search, and I'm like, this is bull crap right now. I'm using Google Chrome because I don't want to use you, Bing. Get out of here.
So Chandler's infesting your computer.
I tell you.
So I saw that you had said in the comment section, Jeff, that they say 3M.
Yeah, it says on the website that they use a 3M adhesive.
We actually have a 3M manufacturer here in Springfield.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember seeing them in Illinois when I lived out there.
So, well, does anybody have any other topics that they want to talk about before we end this week's show?
I do want to show you guys. I know I showed you earlier before we went live. You guys got to see this steampunk copper.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I got two prints that I really didn't show off too much on social media, but this one is the one that just. I mean, it really does look like metal, and it is.
Oh, that's the one that you used like a double layer vase mode or something?
Yeah, this is my dual perimeter vase mode. I'm still working out the bugs. I'm still getting a little bit of seam action, but it's getting better to the point where I've got it figured out what the big issue was. The big issue was leaving the wipe function on in SpongeBob 3D, and that was causing the seam to rise up. But I have a 0.5 millimeter nozzle, 2 perimeters, so it gives it a nice solid 1 millimeter of plastic. And I over extrude just a skosh with that nozzle because I wore it out during the 365 project. So this feels like it came from a store, and the fact that it's in this really cool steampunk copper. So I was printing out. I think this is a clock spring on my mini factory. I think this is one of his. I only stopped it because I was still working on the seam. But you guys can see, like, I mean, this thing. It looks like a piece of copper, and when I'm printing it. It really does. This feels like looks like it was made out of metal. And this is some of the filament from Extrude R. They're doing the whole remove a vowel at the end so they can get the URL that they want. But these guys are in Austria, and they had some filament in the Maker Box 2 months back, and it was their blue. And it was just, the stuff was fire. I could not stop printing with it. And I went through the entire sample, and then they reached out and we worked out a little bit of a deal, and I got a couple of rolls just to mess around with. I'm going to give them a review. I did pay for the shipping for it because they're a new company and they're not really, fat with cash. So I thought, even though I might get the whole you paid for shipping, so it's a non-biased review, but I didn't pay for the filament. They gave me 3 rolls of filament for free. And I just paid for the shipping because it came from Austria and I wanted to give them a break. I mean, they probably would have sent it to me for free no matter what. When he first said, if we send you a couple of rolls, can you help with the shipping? I said yes right away because looking at the price of their filament, I was getting the better end of the deal. So in my opinion, my review will be very unbiased because I didn't actually pay for the filament. I just paid to get it here. So
that's not bad at all.
But the filament is so cool. I just can't stop talking about it. I'm still trying to figure out something really cool, steampunky to print with it. My first thought was this would actually go good on an Iron Man costume.
Ooh. This
could be the gold for the Iron Man helmet. And if I printed it out in the right colors and the right parts, then I could use, some candy apple red, which I've seen. I can't remember where I saw it, but there was a candy apple red, and it might have been from Extruder. And both of those are this really high gloss, I don't even know what to call it. It's just super shiny filament, and it catches the light everywhere.
You could try to print the Infinity Gauntlet, Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet.
There you go. If I really wanted to go for it, I could try and model it myself and then print it. instead of just being a slacker and copying other people's files.
Yeah, but it makes it a little easier just to grab the file. Toss it on.
Yeah, especially when the Gmax, because I can basically probably print the whole thing on there at once.
True.
It's kind of become a bit of a joke on the show that if you want to see something really funny, you make me model something because I'm so terrible at it. So, but you say, if I was really ambitious, I would just, model it up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you should see me modeling it up. It looks pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
What I really meant is let me spend 12 hours doing one little tiny thing and not getting it right for 11 of those.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw it. I did a little live stream last night.
Thanks for joining. Eddie's taking off.
All right, Eddie, we'll see you later, and we'll get in touch sometime to try to get you on the show.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, for sure, Eddie. That'd be so much fun. Get you on the show sometime. You agreed with me a lot today, so you're my ally right now.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. My brain just went.
90 minutes in a room with me, it happens.
Yeah, so we'll definitely have to get Eddie on the show sometime. Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see Chris model something. It's kind of fun. So yeah, I was talking about my stream I did last night. I got this grout saw. I'm going to be redoing the grout on my showers, and I modeled the part, and Fusion 360 did not save it whenever it had like shut off and everything and popped it back up. And I couldn't fight it, so I had to remodel it again last night. My brain was not all there. I was tired.
Oh, I can imagine.
I'm sitting there doing it. I'm just like, I'm so tired. And it took me like half an hour to get the stupid stream to go on because I was going to use OBS or OBS Studios, and it didn't want to do it because YouTube was being stupid.
Right.
So I had to use YouTube itself. And it's like, well, that wouldn't even work. That just wouldn't even work. YouTube was not even loading. It's like, oh, well, use the thing that you're going to use for it. I'm trying to use OBS with it, but that's not working. So I just hopped on StreamYard and just had StreamYard go and just did it that way.
There you go.
So,
this is a nice. This is a nice little application too. It's first time I've ever used it before, and I like the fact that it's web based.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I mean, there's ups and downs to it. Like when it kicked me out and wouldn't let me back in.
Yeah, and it does seem like it has a pretty hard delay too.
So yeah, it just depends on your connection, really. So.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. But I mean, like I know OBS and these, they have similar delay, and I tried to use that YouTube live streaming thing, and it didn't recognize my camera, so I was like, well, this isn't going to work.
Yeah. So
I don't think there's a Logitech C90 or whatever that everybody has, and it's not like I had some weird camera. It just didn't work.
Wow.
Yeah.
So everybody, thank you, Eddie. Thank you for joining 3D printing people and non-3D printing people. Thank you for tuning in for this week's episode 9 of the AC Show, the coolest show on YouTube.
It is the coolest show. I have to agree. This is the coolest show on YouTube.
Especially in Missouri right now. It's pretty cold out, and this coming week Monday is going to be even colder. It's going to be in the teens on Monday and Tuesday night. So we greatly appreciate everybody for tuning in. Jeff, we greatly appreciate you being able to join us and be our guest tonight.
My pleasure, and thank you for asking. I really appreciate it.
We've got a special show for you all next week, so be sure to tune in on Chris's channel for episode 10 of the AC Show. All the links in the description down below for our social media. You can get to our YouTube and Twitters on ours, and 3D Printing Professor's information stuff down below to the links for the ornament printing stuff that you can do for the kids for the hospital.
Yeah, everybody go out and print those things. And
then I will here in just a couple of minutes, I will get his address and post it in the link below, since I forgot about doing that. That way everyone can mail it to him. He needs it by Thanksgiving, so if you can get it to him at least by or the day after, you should be fine.
Yeah, and he's out there in Utah, so make sure you get it out early.
Yeah. So everybody, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week on Chris's channel. So everybody, happy making. Take care.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Copyright strike right there.
Yep. That's not in public domain.